Hi guys, and welcome to the Sunderland vs Middlesbrough match preview. So Sunderland do take on Middlesbrough tomorrow, Saturday. It's the early kickoff on Sky, and it is set up to be some match as well, some occasion. The first thing, and I always get asked this, or I get this a lot, when Sunderland do play Borough or Borough play Sunderland, vice versa, I'm always asked, is this a derby? And it depends who you ask. Some people are dead certain, as Sunderland fans say it is. I generally see a lot of Middlesbrough fans saying it is, but then a lot of Sunderland fans saying it isn't. For me, I've never been massively bothered. Maybe I think in more recent years when we've taken them on, I suppose because we haven't played the Mags in so long, for me it's just always been Newcastle and Newcastle only. It's just more of a light rivalry, I guess, with Middlesbrough, but I've never really given a shit. Of course, you want us to win every game, but, if we lose against Borough, I'm not gutted, I'm not as sort of more gutted than I would be if we lost against anyone else, do you know what I mean? Whereas I know that a lot of Middlesbrough fans, they do see this as a big derby when, I guess because they pump it up so much, we start to think, oh shit, it is a bit of a... It depends, do you know what I mean? I know some guys do say it is, some say it isn't. For me, it's a rivalry, I'll give them that. It's a bit of a rivalry nowadays, it is a bit of a rivalry, but it's not even near the sort of heights of the time where derby. It's nothing like that at all. So for me, it's not really a derby. It's an important game. Every game is important, and of course I want us to win it, and that's the be all and end all of it. But getting into the preview, of course, with Borough, they had a really tough start to the season, but they've won their last few games. They beat Cardiff, a brilliant win at Watford as well, difficult place to go. They've done really well, and Michael Carrick started to turn it around. At the beginning of the season, I would have 100% put Middlesbrough to be there or thereabouts, pushing for automatics maybe because of how well they were last season. Carrick really got them playing last season, but they started off terribly this time around. And they have, of course, brought in former Sunderland lad Sam Greenwood as well. I think he started last time. It was his first start last time out. I think it was his first start. I could be wrong. But he sits in behind the striker, behind Coburn, and he might start at the Stadium of Light, and it'd be interesting to see him. Of course, he's a Sunderland lad. His whole family are Sunderland through and through as well. So it'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting occasion for him. One he'll be right up for, and he's a talented lad as well. Of course, coming on loan as well too, Borough. So and we were rumoured to be in for him as well, and he's gone for Borough. So we'll have to see how that goes. But Borough, again, they're riding the high at the moment. They have a good manager there in Michael Carrick, a good up-and-coming manager. And I get mocked all the time, and I say at the beginning of every preview to a game, it's not going to be an easy one. And it isn't. You've got Middlesbrough, who have quality riddled throughout their side. They should have a really difficult start. But us, I think we lost one out of the last 8 games or something like that, winning 6. 6 of them, which is incredible for us, absolutely fantastic, and we've won the last couple as well ourselves. We want to continue with that. Now, usually I would give you the graphic of of my preferred lineup for Sunderland for this game, but I think what's the point, because I'm going to go unchanged. Now, I wouldn't be totally surprised if 1 or 2 were unchanged, because as Tony Mowbray has alluded to, these 3 game weeks, they're mental. They're absolutely mental, and they're really hard on the legs of any player. Like whoever that may be, but so with Pato in goal, Huggins at right back, who was of course outstanding man of the match last time out, Hume starting at left back, 09 and Ballard in the middle. I believe Ekwa and Pritchard are still out, as is Dak. So I think Pritchard is probably closer, but Mowbray has said that he doesn't want to risk him, so I will go with Dan Neil in the middle with Jobe, of course, then with Barr, Roberts and Clark behind. I think he should start someone else now. I really do. I mean, I'm not completely giving up on Burstow, of course I'm not. And a lot of people said in the comments of the last video, and I do agree to an extent. First half, I felt like everyone was really static in the final third, but second half, he was making runs and no one was freaking giving it him. Do you know what I mean? So there's only so much you can do. But when you've got the likes of Hemir on the bench and strikers like that, and you've got Royson, who maybe more of a winger, but I sat on the bench and thinking, usually when you have competition, you're looking at him and you're thinking, right, okay, this player, whoever X, A, B or C, whoever it is, in my position, I need to look at their standard of performance and think, I need to hit that before Tony Mowbray gives me a chance, or before my manager even thinks about giving me a chance. He's not like he's hitting 8, 9 out of 10 performances. He's maybe doing a 5 or a 6. And they must be thinking, what the hell do I need to do to get on the pitch? Do you know what I mean? Like Hemir, he should be given a chance now. I know a lot of people may not think that, but I just think whenever we have seen Hemir, some have questioned, his pressing, and he looks a little bit sort of not jaded or lazy, maybe some people views. I think that's a bit harsh. It might just be a style of play. But whenever he's been on the pitch, we've looked infinitely more, we look more dangerous when he's on the pitch, and that's just always been the case whenever I've seen him. Granted, it hasn't been many times, but he has looked so much more dangerous. We have the ability to pump the ball in the box because Hamir, he's a big lad. So I think it would be nice to see him on the pitch. I don't think he will get on. Maybe you can stick Royson up there, get that bit of pace. But yeah, I think it is going to go unchanged, and I probably would go unchanged purely because we did win last time out, and it'd be great to see Burso, get his first goal for the club, but he's not even really getting any chances. Do you know what I mean? He's not really making any chances for himself. Or, sometimes when we do want him to make that running behind, he's coming deep because he's so fed up with not being given the ball, which it's a difficult one. It's literally a case of our team needing to learn to play with a striker because it has been so long, and I keep saying this as well. It's been so long. It was almost the entirety of last season, pretty much, we've had to play with no striker, and we've got almost too used to that because then there's a slot up top that becomes useless, and we're essentially 10 men from the off, which sounds harsh on Burstow, but it's a large chunk isn't his fault, but there's also a chunk where you need to be able to get yourself involved in the game, and he hasn't done. But either way, I would go unchanged. We're winning. We're positive at the moment. But with the amount of games that we are having to take part in, given the championship routine and the schedule, it won't surprise me if one or two were changed. But yeah, I would go unchanged. I'm babbling here. But yeah, so now for my dreaded prediction for this game. It is a difficult one. I think as I'm recording this now, I think there's only 1,500 tickets left, so it's going to be it could potentially be a sellout at the Stadium Light. It's going to be a brilliant atmosphere, I'm sure, an excellent atmosphere, and it's going to be a difficult one. But I can see this one being a draw, and I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think there's going to be goals, but I think it's going to be a draw, which I wouldn't be particularly happy with, of course, against Borough. But at the moment, with where they are and how we're playing, we need to keep putting pressure on the top three. And I think Preston are playing Ipswich, I think. So that's going to be important as well. So we could end up jumping into third or as high as third with games going, or results going our way. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think Middlesbrough have enough. I'm not going to go for goal scorers. I'm always asked goal scorers, times, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to resist this time. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. There's going to be goals. It's going to be dramatic. We might even see a sending off or two. But I think it's going to be dramatic for the 12:30 kickoff at the Stadium of Light. But that is it from me, guys. In terms of a review for this game, unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do one. I'm busy. The second that game finishes tomorrow, I'm busy all tomorrow. And Sunday, I might be able to squeeze one out on Sunday. But if you don't get it, then I do apologise. I'm just very, very busy over this weekend with other engagements. But either way, if you have enjoyed, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, take care. Stay jammy.